Welcome to the introduction training video. This is the first training video I want you to watch as a new user, and I'm going to explain the non-conformity process. So here's an overview of the business process that we've designed for the pilot. And in here we have a starter that can be anybody in the company. They report the non-conformance. Once the non-conformance has been reported, it's submitted and it hits the quality management team. So anybody that's a member of the quality management team can pick up that next activity. The quality management team member now reviews the non-conformity and assigns the responsible team and assigns the criticality of that non-conformity. If it's critical, it will generate, the system will generate an alert to the executive team to notify them that the executive team need to be aware of a critical non-conformity, i.e. a customer order is delayed, for example. All right, the next step is once it's been assigned, it will then, depending on what's added in this step here, be assigned to the responsible team. This could be research and development / engineering. It could be procurement, it could be operations, etc. It could be manufacturing. Okay, the manufacturing team, or in this case the engineering team, the scenario I'm going to take you through, is then responsible for creating a containment plan and executing on the containment plan. Once that containment plan has been executed, then the monitoring, the system will monitor the containment plan actions, and when these have been completed in SoftExpert, that containment plan is considered as implemented, and then the requester of the non-conformity is automatically notified to say that containment has been put in place. Okay, that's the first priority, is to contain the problem. So if we have a scenario where a power cable for the EU has been shipped to Canada, say, then we've got to first of all quickly identify a new Canadian power supply or a US power supply and ship that over to the right country market. But we're not done then. So also in parallel, what we've then got to do is the team have got to identify the root cause analysis. So we provide some tools, 5 whys and fishbone diagrams and other analysis tools that we can connect to the non-conformity, so we can identify the root cause and create a preventative action plan. Again, the preventative action plan is like a project plan that's allocated to the non-conformity for people to do. Once they've completed the plan, the team that's responsible, that is, it then goes back to the quality team for approval. They review it, and that can be returned back to the team if it's not satisfactory. Once the action plan has been approved, the system monitors the action plan activities, and when all those activities are 100% complete, it notifies the requester automatically that the preventative action plan has been implemented and the root cause has been identified and resolved. Both of these tokens now come to this AND gate, the containment and the preventative action plan, and there's a task created for the quality management team to validate the effectiveness of the preventative and the containment. Once the effectiveness has been completed and it's been effective, then the requester is notified that our plans have been implemented and they've been validated as effective. If not, quality can send that back to the team to complete some more planning and back for approval and back for execution until that validate effectiveness process has been met, and then the case can be closed. Okay, so that's a run through of the fairly simple process, and that is that is a run through of the process that everybody needs to understand and whose roles what. So the starter starts the process, quality management assign the criticality. The GL are aware of a critical alert, and therefore they can be informed immediately when that alert, the critical alert, is non-conformity is created. and so on. Okay, so I'm going to cover the rest of the steps for the team who are in the details, but this is a nice overview for everybody in the organization. This process might change in the future, but this is the current go live process. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to you raising non-conformities in SoftXpert so that we can fix all of our problems at source.